I'm going to be following a circuit cosplay tutorial on how to do Aizawa. So, as you can see, I made the scar with eyeshadow, but I made it too big. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my brush into a bit of water and just, boom, it'll be gone. Okay, what I actually did was I just took my beauty blender and kind of blended the thicker part into my skin. This doesn't make it look more natural, it just makes it look like I fucked up less. And just a bit thinner. Just tapers up there. And take a bit of this, and the reason I am using eyeshadow is because I do not have scar wax. So I gotta use eyeshadow to make the same effect. Let's go back to the tutorial. The next part is to add foundation, which I don't have, so I will be skipping that part. I can really only contour and highlight. This is just a side note, but this person's face is really cute. Can't do contacts because my eyes are naturally gray, and putting white contacts in wouldn't help much. Okay, so the next step this person does is they fill out their eyebrows with a black shade. What I do is I take this pencil I have and just go to town on my brows. I don't know how to do my eyebrows, so I will continue with it. What I've noticed about Aizawa's brows is that they are long and thin. So I'm going to have to go in with a little more of my pencil and be back. My brows do not be looking like even sisters. Good thing about this beauty blender though, and just water in general, is that if I put it on my brows, it'll get rid of the part that's on the skin and not the part that's on the brow, because I have no product. You know what, I should probably just powder my brows down. This isn't an exact match to my skin tone, but it is what I use when I go into drag, so I realized I do not know how to glue my brows down because I do not have expertise yet, so I'm going to have to mold my own brows into Aizawa's. How I'm going to do that, just take my freaking pencil in my brows. And long and long. That's the best I can get them for now, because my eyebrows are sisters, not twins. So my brows are black. Now what I'm going to do is personally my trick. Whenever I want to bring my brows down, what I do is I take some contour, whatever color I have available, and just go under the brow. Do it on both sides. And then I take a lighter shade of contour. Top of the lid. And then I take my highlight color and I just smear fucking contour on it. No. What I do is I go on the very last part of the lid, and then I take a blush tone and just go over my brow. What this is helping me do right here is it's not just smearing my fucking brow, it is helping me create an illusion that there is much more space above the brow than there really is. I'm gonna fix this up. Hold on. And the good part about doing that step is it helps me pencil, or it helps me correct any mishaps by forcing me to redo the penciled in brows. Now, I'm going to take my saliva and just wipe that off. Now, brows are done. Let's see what the next part of the process is. So the next part of this person's tutorial calls for contour, and boy, my drag king, I can do that. Now, the mistake this person made when doing contour for a more masculine look is you're not going to want to suck in your cheekbones. I learned this from Oliver Branch. You're going to want to make a face like this. What this does is it finds your natural contour point, and by doing so, you are creating a more masculine look, more attuned to your face shape, and I think that's really cool. What you're going to want to do is take your contour color from your natural contour point, and you're going to want to draw this shape out starting from the ear. Why we start from the ear is men tend to have more sunken in cheekbones, from what I've noticed and what a lot of other people have noticed. In doing this just allows you to get a more masculine look, and how I fill it in is I take a lighter brown color, which I have right here, which is like a brownish red, and I fill it in. My base work is all colored pencil for every look I do. Now, these actually run out of water very quickly, so you're going to have to dip them a couple times, but do not leave them in the water. I can leave mine in the water so that I can slowly build back up, what's it called? I don't know what word I was going to say, but I'm slowly building it up so it can be applied kind of like watercolor. Another thing about masculine contour is that you never want to start on the cheekbone or on the tip of the pencil. If I were to start here, not only would I be wearing down the pencil, I would also be poking my face. So what I do is I tend to apply it more of an angle. My favorite thing about colored pencils is that they're generally easier to blend. Now, if you can't tell, this is the second batch of colored pencils I did, because at first I made the mistake of freaking leaving them in water overnight, and they got completely destroyed. So don't make that mistake. Also, this is a lot of drag king stuff that I'm using, but I also take the same color I take for my drag beard, and I just go under the chin and do my jawline, because men tend to have sharper faces, whereas women's are more set in. It's another tip I learned from Oliver Branch. Now, I'm going to go and see if I can find a lighter brown that is more toned to my skin and not as red. Another very male thing a lot of us drag kings do is we take either a small brush or a large brush, it doesn't matter, pick up some of our contour color, which I'm going to do with my physical contour, and we just contour around and under the nose. Then you take your second darkest contour color and just, well, that's a tone to your skin tone. You don't want to do blackface if you're not black, you know? And you just do that. Now, I also tend to go under there with that. Now this is helping create the illusion that our noses are wider than they really are. And another big contour point for drag kings is we tend to go like right here. Okay, that was too wet. I gotta find another color. Yeah, there. And the reason we do this is because men have that upwards thing. Now I'm going to blend this, and I'll show you how I blend. Personally, I use a sock to blend because, well, why not use something you have in the good graces of your own home, you know? I'm going to blend out the shit that I put in my eyes earlier. Just go over this stuff again. Make sure you are not blending out the jawline. And my face already appears more masculine, not quite Aizawa, but it's masculine. Now I'm just going to go in and redefine the scar using a brown colored pencil. This is the same color I will be using for contour. Why I'm redefining this is because I cannot quite see the shape of the scar with just eyeshadow. So I'm outlining it. Then I'm going to lightly blend out the outline so it looks more natural, you know? And there. There, the scar is redefined. Person is currently contouring. This is not a critique of their skills because, you know, they don't do drag, they just cosplay, and you don't necessarily have to look extremely masculine to do cosplay. Just following this tutorial. Here's what I have so far. Whoa, 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 whoa. I do not do anything without highlighter. So I'm going to redip my brush back in there, okay? And I'm going to take my contour and outlining colors, and I'm going to put them back into my baggie, and shit, I gotta wash this off. Could have just broke the tip, but what's the fucking fun in that? Now I'm going to use this way too light for my skin highlighter color, because it's just pure white, and I'm going to sharpen it again first off. Second off, I'm going to highlight my T-zone, my chin, my cheeks, and I do a little extra white highlight here. I just did a new highlighter altogether. I'm waiting for it to soak, and now I don't want it to get too inflamed. I'm just going to highlight my T-zone and down my nose. Time for that area, and just on the cheeks. Specifically, I highlight like this and why, because it's drag highlighting and that's what I know. Now for my extra little white highlight here, and on this colored pencil layer, what we're going to do is we are going to take it to the extreme and do a actual layer of color corrector. Now the next part of this is I'm going to use color corrector because I'm dumb. I'm not an idiot. You do not use colored pencil for A, a full face of makeup, and B, eyeliner. If you are thinking about using colored pencil as eyeliner, you might as well just take yourself to the ER, because there is a risk of getting the pencil stuck in your eye, and we do not want that risk to be taken. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my color corrector, and I'm going to get my contour color, and I'm just going to go over all the places I contoured before. Except for the freaking, jawline, because that was mostly untouched. And I'm going to bring contour into a couple other places, right here and right here. Why? Because that is just, it makes your face appear more masculine, if that's what you're going for. And then I like to accentuate the fact that I have a button nose by doing this number, blending it in. I don't want. Who cares about no scrubs? Let's kick it up with music I like. Hey Google, shuffle my likes playlist on YouTube Music.
Sure, I'll shuffle your YouTube Music playlist called Your Likes.
Hey Google, set volume to 50%. The good thing about this is that blood on the dance floor is broken up, so I can't get sued up the ass. But just in case Davi Vanity thinks he can sue a fucking 15-year-old, there's a copyright disclaimer. I can't highlight there. And we're that. I envision Aizawa, I envision eye bags. How I do eye bags is I take this tiny ass brush right here and I dip it into, okay, I build up a few layers, to be honest. I build up both my colors of contour and a reddish color that I use for my beard, and I just layer it up, and there we have some freaking eye bags. Now, what this person is doing on their video is creating their beard, which I'm going to do right now. Now, because this beard does not involve this palette, just kidding, it does. If you do a beard without a palette, it usually means you're either really good or a fucking beginner. Why I do my beard with my palette is because, okay, it just gives me something to work off of. put this down, what I do is I take my contour. Because Aizawa has black hair and not Arsenic's color, which is brown. Now I'm going to put my palette away, finally. And I take my black pencil that I did my brows with back out. And what I do is I just make some very small strokes. I gotta look at a reference picture of Aizawa. I mean, I know he has these pieces that I'm doing currently, because Aizawa is my favorite My Hero character. But I need to make sure if he has a full beard or not. Again, I'm doing this outline, except this time in black. And Aizawa only has stubble and not a full beard, so we're going to be doing a chin strap type thing, except we're not going to be going under the chin. We're just going to be creating strokes in the same vein as Aizawa. And then a good tip for a good beard is use 2 colors for your beard, not just one. And you're just going to be filling it in with some lighter strokes than your original color. If you're using black, you can't use darker strokes really. So that's why I say 2 colors at minimum. But if you're not using black, go with a darker color too, you know? Just to accentuate the fact that you're trying to go for realism with your beard here. Obviously, it's going to look drawn on, so it's not going to be completely realistic, but you're trying to get the most realistic you can. So I'm going to pause this and continue with the tutorial, see what this person does yet now. This is obviously not the most screen accurate look, but as soon as I take these out, it's going to be like Aizawa if he dyed his hair. I need to find my shorter pieces of hair because I gave myself a hair chop. And I need to...
Here, I took another brownish shade from my e.l.f. palette to add a little bit of depth to the scar.
I need to take this short piece of hair. I have 2 sides of my hair where it's freaking short. I need to find these shorter pieces of hair, bring them in front.
So I added a tiny bit of this red shade from my NYX Ultimate palette.
There. Now it looks more believable.
My brush and my finger.
This person obviously has pro cosmetic tools.
All that's left is
I don't. And me being me, I do not have a wig, so I prefer to keep my hair long if I'm going to do drag or cosplay or anything like that. This is what I call budget Aizawa. What I'm actually going to do is I'll probably clip this longer piece of hair back because it is getting in my way. So I have a dilemma. You know how I was talking about clipping the hairpiece up? Yeah, I lost my freaking barrette and hair tie because I clip them together. So, looks like I'm just gonna have to find a new fucking beret and hair tie.